All right, well, that's going to be a thing. IWM managed to hold 220, but watch out if inflation's up tomorrow. IWM will tank. That puts us, well, right at my expected move for the day and 5,400. Not quite the MM's expected move, although we did trade in the full range of all expected moves. Charm here is still should still be pretty negative on the monthly, which means the MM's still the seller of the flat tape under 54.50. We're still really far away from delta neutral on the monthly. Even if it moves down a little, it's kind of out of reach. And we have some liquidity to the downside going into tomorrow. Broke up, formed a head and shoulders, failed that. Looks like our next downside test on ES is going to be somewhere around like 54.25. We could slip the trend and drop down to like 5,400 though. This is, not bullish, to say the least. But commodities are continuing to sell off, although oil did bounce back today, as did copper a little bit. Dow and Russell still up into the end of the day, so we're still getting some flows into breadth, but without the push into tech, that's just not enough to keep the big indexes up. Dollar up a little bit into the end of the day, down against the yen. And yields, I mean, they're moving incrementally higher over the last couple of days, but not much. Correlation, they tried to reverse it. It broke right back down again. Forward yield on volatility, 6.82% at the end of the day. And we're getting a little bit more inversion in the yield curve going into the end of the day as well. Carry trade got leveraged up pretty hard this morning. That failed. Looks like it's starting to fall back down again. Bond vol is still pretty flat, but correlation's catching up to it pretty quick. A little bit more tail risk hedging yesterday, but not much. That was, that's probably going to move down tomorrow with the additional put interest to the downside that came in today. 58.25% of the S&P now above its 20-day moving average, so we're starting to lose breadth as well. I know we got a little bit of a turnaround on that today, but most of it was gone by end of day. And I think RSP almost closed the day flat, right? So, and dropped another 20 points in after hours, so actually negative on the day. So, that supportive breath we're getting is starting to fail. We have now moved from, I believe it was 42% yesterday to 50% positive correlation between VIX and cash VIX. That's very rapid. We started this week at, I believe it was 30%, and we're already up to 50. So we're seeing those become correlated very, very rapidly. And I think, we're obviously seeing short vol starting to squeeze off, VIX and backwardation into the end of the day, not just the contract in front, but like the September contract as well. And Fed fund futures actually pricing out some of the rate cuts that they priced in this morning into the end of the day here post 7-year auction, which is interesting because that auction wasn't really that bad. Maybe the market was surprised by the amount of liquidity, but 2 contracts backwardated. Yeah. Well, the October contract's pretty high, but VIX isn't too far off of breaking that either, right? I think what's the October contract at right now? It's at like 19.25. Yeah, we're already above August and September. And technically we're also above we're above November and December and almost above Jan. Has that ever happened? Yeah. It's usually really, really bad though. Right? Because then people want to go long the convexity of VIX futures, right? Which means vol up. Not bad for puts, no. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting day tomorrow, especially with it being Friday and us dropping so low into close. I would say even with the data, there's going to be a lot of carryover on the vol hedge, losing 5,400. And we might get something similar to what we had this morning, where we pushed down at the beginning of the day, and then, we get some profit taking. Full $100 round trip. Yep. Yeah, it'll get, I mean, as vol picks up, it'll get crazier. We'll start to get, 200, 300 BPS days up and down, which gets, I mean, with SPX at 5,000, that's going to get crazy really quick, right? Strangles for the win. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. High vol means even regards like me can make money. We'll see. All right. Thank you guys so much. I will try to actually be up on time tomorrow. And I'll see you later. Have a good night, guys.